Okay, I once again welcome you to my YouTube audio classes. Today we are going to discuss the third lesson of English third language. Okay, that is called Kashmir, the Garden of India. Now, before doing so, I would like to introduce some of the new words that that is given in the text. Heritage means history, tradition, quality of a society or an area. Ecology means study of plant in relation with living creatures. Apprehensive means fearful or worried, uncertain about the future. Tentative means not certain or temporary. Inscribed means carved. Protect means keep safe. Flora, plants of a particular region. Fauna, animals of the regions of or period. Meadows, a rich pasture ground and grassland. Abundance means plenty. Sentinel means guard. Toad means drawn by. Dilapidated means in ruins or old. Picturesque means attractive and beautiful. Tulips, a bell-shaped flower. Iris is a kind of flower grow in the wet places. Blossom means bloom. Dazzling means shining. Valley means low area enclosed by the hills. Unique means unusual or special. Fragrance means sweetness of smell. After knowing the meaning of these words, let us discuss the lesson in detail. Kashmir is the garden of beauty surrounded by the wall of snow capped mountains. Kashmir is a place which was surrounded by the snow capped mountains. You can see the snow capped mountains. They are surround the valley of Kashmir. We enter the valley of Kashmir at Baramulla. We enter the valley of Kashmir at a place called Baramulla. From the bridge over the river Jhelum, we can look north, see peak Nanga Parvat. Okay, one has to cross the bridge over the river Jhelum, and if you look at the north, then you will see a mountain called Nanga Parvat. This is the picture of Nanga Parvat. You can see that this is to the north of Baramulla. It is standing like a huge sentinel. The peak Nanga Parvat is standing like a sentinel. Sentinel means guard, pointing to the sky. It looks as if it is touching the sky. At Baramulla, we board the houseboat, which is to be our dwelling place. If you want to visit Srinagar, you have to board a houseboat, which is to be your dwelling place. If you look at this place, this is a place called Baramulla. From here, you have to board a boat. Okay, this is the houseboat. This is the picture of houseboat. At Baramulla, we board the houseboat, which is to be our dwelling for the next few months. Next few months, you must remain in the houseboat. We are then towed 20 miles up to the Jhelum. Next, you have to travel 20 miles up to the river Jhelum till we come to Srinagar. Next, you reach the Srinagar, the capital of Kashmir. In examination, they will ask which is the capital of Kashmir. Then you have to write Srinagar is the capital of Kashmir, and it is called as the city of sun. It is called as city of sun. If you look at this, this is a picture of Srinagar. It is called the city of sun. It is the capital of Kashmir, and it is called as the city of sun. Okay, the city of sun, lying like a jewel. It looks like a jewel in the center of the valley. Srinagar is like a jewel in the middle of the valley. About half the people living here are Muslims. About the half people living here are Muslims, and other half are Hindus. They appear good-natured and happy-go-lucky. There is a harmonious relationship between the Hindus and Muslims in the valley of Kashmir. The houses of the city are built of wood and bricks. Generally, the people of Kashmir build their houses with wood and bricks. Most of the houses have a very dilapidated appearance. Dilapidated means old appearance. They look very old, okay, but they are very picturesque, but they are very attractive. All through summer, in the month of summer, the roofs of many houses are covered with flowers. The roofs of many houses, you can see, will be covered with many flowers. Some have tulips, okay, some flowers like tulips. Okay, the houses of Kashmir, they are made up of wood and brick. And if you look at this, the house tops are covered with tulips, then red poppies, and irises. These three flowers cover the roof of the houses. Okay, in examination they are going to ask why do the houses of Kashmir look beautiful during the season of summer. Then you have to write that the houses of Kashmir are built with wooden bricks and the house tops were covered with flowers like tulips, okay, red poppies and irises. That's why they look very picturesque and they look very attractive and beautiful. The Jhelum flows through the city of Srinagar with its canals. Now, the river Jhelum flows through many canals and cuts it up into so many islands. It cuts the land into so many islands as to give the name of Venice. That's why it is called as Kashmir of. It is called Kashmir is called the Venice of India. Why it is called as Venice of India? Because Srinagar is called as Venice of India because the river Jhelum cuts the land into many islands. As the sun melts the snow on the mountain tops, okay, during summer, the snow-capped mountains were melted, and water flows down the valley and causes the river to rise and supply her life-giving waters to the fields and the gardens. If you look at this, look at the picture here. The river Jhelum cuts the land into many islands. That's why it is called as Venice of India. Okay. Now let us discuss about the spring season. The spring season is very attractive. From early spring to late autumn, the flowers of Kashmir pass in a procession of beauty. From the starting spring to the season of the flower of Kashmir passes through a procession of beauty. It goes through a procession of beauty. First of all comes the delicate pink almond blossom. First pink almond blossom will appear. This is a picture of pink almond flowers. Okay. Next, as soon as it has set its petals, the white cherry blossoms. Next, after pink almond, one can see the white almond. Okay. After that, the pink and white apple blossoms make their appearance. Then come the irises of royal purple. Then the flowers like irises. Okay, irises. Okay, irises will appear. Then growing high as man's waist, they filling the whole field with their stately blossoms. Next appears the Persian lilac. Here the picture of Persian lilac. This is the flower called Persian lilac. But the Persian lilac that grow, it is different from the English variety. The Persian lilac, this is smaller than English variety but grows in the city. Okay, Persian lilac grows in Kashmir, but it's a little small in the size. In the fields, blue flax and red poppies grow among the wheat. Among the wheat fields, one can see the blue flax and red poppies. The fields of yellow mustard stretch like dazzling cloth of gold. And then there are wet crops of wheat, as well as one can see the fields of mustard. Okay. Okay, these are the different types of flowers that grow in Kashmir, like pink almond, and then crimson rose, then scarlet rose, then snow white, then creamy rose, then roses of Kashmir. Okay, and the fields of mustard look like the cloth of a dazzling cloth of mustards. The Jhelum flows through the city of Srinagar with its canals, cuts it into so many islands, so it is name of the Venice. The sun melts the snow on the mountain tops. The water flows down the valley and causes the river to rise supply of for life-giving water to the fields and gardens. If you see that, here the snow-capped mountains are melted and the water flows through the river. Later in the season, when the river goes down again, the flowers droop, the flowers will fade, and the grass become withered, the grass become dry. But the fruits then take place of the flowers, and the shops are filled with luscious pears, peaches, nectarines, plumes, and later on with rosy cheeked apples. You can see here, this is the pear that grows in Kashmir. Then this is the picture of plumes. then peach, then nectarines, then apples, rosy cheeked apples. These are the different types of fruits that grow after spring and are then seen everywhere drying the fruit to be stored for the winter use, and the people were busy in drying the fruits for their future use. Now the floating gardens are unique. The floating gardens of Kashmir are very different. Okay, you can look at this is the garden of Dal Lake called floating gardens. Okay, you can look at that the crops had been grown on water. Especially for them, their owners pay no rent for them, for they literally make the ground for the garden themselves. Okay, the ground has been prepared by the people. First of all, they make a sort of platform of reeds and anchor it to stakes. First of all, they make a platform. You can look at this platform, and the platform they will stake the platform with reeds. Okay, then they bring the mud from the bottom of the lake and place it in a little heaps of platform. Finally, plant on them seedlings of vegetables. Okay, what they do first, they prepare a platforms of salt. Then they bring mud from the bottom of the lake and they place it in the heaps, and then they plant different varieties of vegetables, especially cucumber. The garden requires no watering and can easily be tended from the one end of the boat, which extend from them. Then it is easily movable with the boat. These vegetables are also dried for winter use, being cut up into strips and dried in the sun. Dried in the sun. After that, they will cut these vegetables, especially cucumber, into long strips and dry in the sun, and they will use it in winter. Okay, you can look at the cucumber. When season is over, when all the seasons are over, we return once more to the plains. Then we go to the plains. The fragrance of Kashmir's garden is still with us, and the memory of their beauty fills us with quite joy. Whenever you recall the Kashmir Valley, it will fill your mind with sweet memories, and it is a great joy. That's why Kashmir is called the heaven on the earth. It is called as heaven on the earth because of these things. Okay, this is the brief summary of the lesson Kashmir, the garden of India.